I mean, she was on Pardon My Take like 4 months prior.
On Pardon My Take. So when Jemele Hill needed to bring some publicity for her fucking hideous ESPN show, which nobody watched, which she'll blame on racism, but the truth is the show sucked. She went on and fucking with Dan and PFT, and she fucking, played the game, played the Barstool
Giggled
game.
It up, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're a fucking phony. You're a fucking phony. And her Manny the tranny tweet is embarrassing. Nobody's safer than Jemele Hill in America. She'll never lose her job. She knows it, and good for her. She's got a career. She's got a shtick going. So.
The other thing that shows you how phony a lot of these, cancel Portnoy or Barstool or whoever is anytime something like that comes, anytime they try to take someone down, there's the one clip that gets a lot of traction, but you'll always notice there's one or two other clips circulating where they're trying to get people to notice, which kind of shows that they're just looking for something to ruin this person rather than genuinely being offended by whatever the clip is.
Yeah, Chase Mitchell's not offended by anything. I mean, please, fucking idiot.
I think part of this, some of the groups that are going after Portnoy are like long-standing left-wing political groups. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that maybe he pissed some rich guy off with his day trading stuff, and that guy just, floated a check to one of those groups to say, "Hey, can you
maybe
go be a pain in this guy's ass?" I don't know.
Maybe. I mean,
it was a planned thing. You saw this exposed Barstool account popped up. And then all these other accounts, all of a sudden, they're putting out these videos and retweeting them a bunch. They spent some time behind closed doors talking about taking this, moving against Portnoy.
It could be, or it could just be their time. And maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's all
either way. It's ruin this person, not point out this thing that's unacceptable.
It took me 25 minutes to write that stuff about Jemele Hill. 25 minutes. It's so easy. I mean, and that's the thing. You can do it about anybody. And we can do it with any politician. Any politician, prominent politician, it's easy, but that's not, I'll be curious what's next. I mean, and I think Barstool has weathered the storm, which is good because they have good sponsors and they have good leadership, and they didn't buckle, which is good. Now, I'm not a big fan of apologizing for that stuff, but, some people want to, because I think some people genuinely feel bad. My attitude would be, this is a comedy website. And sometimes when you do comedy, it doesn't even matter whether it lands or not. But, at the time, sometimes it just doesn't land. And then you do something else. You recognize, hey, that was stupid. 5 years later, it looks really stupid. And we're going to do something stupid again the next year, I'm sure. And probably 5 years from now. My thing is always, when that happened, right? When that happened, if we go back and look at Twitter that day, was Jemele Hill outraged?
No.
Did anybody tweet about it? No. So things change. When
she was on Pardon My Take like 4 months prior.
On Pardon My Take. So when Jemele Hill needed to bring some publicity for her fucking hideous ESPN show, which nobody watched, which she'll blame on racism, but the truth is the show sucked. She went on and fucking with Dan and PFT, and she fucking, played the game, played the Barstool game.
Giggled it up, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you're a fucking phony. You're a fucking phony, and her Manny the tranny tweet is embarrassing. She could say, "Oh, I left it up for a conversation 11 years later." We know that's bullshit. And her David Tyree column is bullshit and is embarrassing. But you know what? She's probably changed her mind since then. And sometimes you change your mind with time. When fucking Jimmy, when somebody was in blackface at 30 Rock, it was done satirically. That was during the social media age. The internet did not blow up the next day because people didn't think it was a big deal. Now they think it's a big deal. Nobody at the time, no Jemele Hill, no focus groups, no interest groups. Nobody said a fucking thing because nobody thought it was a big deal. Now they do. So now they changed it. So what else do you want? It's fucking crazy. Just fucking crazy.
And even if Jemele Hill hasn't changed her mind about the transgender comment or whatever, I still think it's important. I would defend those, but still, because I think it's important to hear from the side that's wrong rather than just pretend they don't exist.
Well, I wouldn't defend it simply because she would try and get somebody else in trouble. Like I
right, not her specifically, but I'm just saying from anyone I would defend that.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Of course not. No, fuck. What do we do? We know that, but I'm just saying, like, it's for me is I always say, is about the inconsistency. When you're wagging your finger and pointing and trying to fuck with people and you have skeletons in your closet, shut the fuck up or be prepared to deal with it. Like, she works for Simmons. She collects a check from Simmons. To me, Simmons is in play now. That stuff's in play. The Amanda Dobbins stuff, the stuff that Jemele Hill said, about Megyn Kelly and the Vox people,
Right.
basically saying that, you know, they fucking asked for it too.
They wanted it, yeah.
Unfucking believable for a purported feminist. That's incredible because they're Republicans. It's just, it's unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable.
And they never look at it and say, like, what are we saying now that could get, you know, they don't look at it from the perspective of, what if I'm saying something right now that could get me in trouble 6 years down the road, or at whatever timeline you want to use. They don't look at it like that because they're not the ones who would get themselves in trouble.
Right. Yeah. And you learn, you adjust. I mean, I would make transgender jokes 5 or 6 years ago, even before Murchison. They're jokes I wouldn't make now, you know, because I understand, like, things change. Now, there are jokes that we've made tonight or last time that 5 years from now we'll probably say, geez, we wouldn't have made that joke. Or maybe there are jokes 5 years from now. What's that, Steve?
I said, I don't think that they ever have to worry about saying something that later is going to become offensive because, one, the people on the left are the ones who are determining what moves from the category of okay into the offensive category. Like, the conservatives aren't doing that. Centrist, non-political people aren't doing that. The liberals are doing that. So they get to choose what's going to become offensive. And if it's something that they said, like with Jemele, they'll get a special exemption from it. And no one's ever going to criticize them just because they fucking like vote for Joe Biden. They get a complete pass because they vote for, you know, old white guys who happen to have a D behind their name instead of an R.
Well, that's the big change, you know, politically, is that, you know, the right used to be the moral judge, you know, like they were the arbiters of, you know, this shouldn't be on television, or, you know, Dan Quayle criticizing Murphy Brown for being pregnant on the sitcom without the vice president of the United States criticized Candace Bergen's character Murphy Brown 30 years ago, whatever it was, because she was pregnant and not married on the sitcom. Like that happened. Right. Now, like, you know, like now the left, not that specifically, but now the left wants to just bring everybody down. And they're going to start going through old comedy bits too. Get ready. I mean, it is the thing we talked about Eddie Murphy hosting SNL, you know, 8 or 9 months ago. If that happened now, it's a different conversation.
Yeah, true.
Totally different conversation.